I do have a funny story for the opening.
Oh,
Opening
okay.
thing,
I can
Bubba.
say something too. But go ahead.
There was a movie. I think it was called something Dragon Slayer. It was like a kids movie,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy. This happened just yesterday, I believe. And this guy was there with his son,
Yeah.
and some guy took his dick out in the theater and started pissing, and it hit his son. And then he fucking just, I've seen the video of him just fucking hammering the living shit out of this guy for pissing on his son. The lights came on, and the lady came in the theater, and she said, "All right, look, anybody who is not involved with this, please leave the theater." And this guy's still just fucking, just giving
Oh,
him
really? Wow.
oh, it's like a 3-minute video. But I mean, people were saying if someone pissed on my son in the movie theater, I'd fucking do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just wailed on him. The movie's still going on. He is just for like a minute and a half, just dukes up, and the guy's just like not even punching back. Like the guy at the end of it, the lights came on. The guy's just laying there, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
who would take their dick out in a movie theater and just take a piss? I would have a couple times. I can think of a couple of good movies, but still,
No, but it's just,
crazy.
the world we live in. But
where we're at.
I was thinking about. So I got those gummies, the gummies, the sugar-free gummy bears, right?
Yeah.
I ate too much. My fucking gut got
you
sore,
You got
and I
bubble
just
gut.
oh fuck! I just kept farting and
Oh.
farting.
Parks and Rec, they call that bubble gut and hot snakes. When you're shitting, it's hot.
I'm not
Bubble
shitting.
gut.
I'm
I
just
got bubble gut and
farting.
hot. Now, is it one of those farts where you're like, it burns when it comes out?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's a regular fart, but I just wouldn't stop. My gut kept getting bigger and bigger, and so I had a couple, and that was all.
Nice.
Well,
I was in there. It's funny. I was in there and I sent pictures of it back, all the food porn back to Susan. I sent her a couple of pics there. Oh boy, oh boy. It wasn't bad. It doesn't bother me going into places like that anymore. We're talking about the bulk burn, folks. We've all been in there.
Yeah. There, we got a title for the show already. Gummy bear farts.
Gummy bear ferns?
Yeah,
Done deal.
I could put that up there.
So what was yours? What was your fucked up?
That was it.
Oh, the gummy farts. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
gummy farts and some guy getting pissed on.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
You big dummy. Oh, great Odin's raven.
Say hello to my little friend.
I stepped in a ditch last night, man. I almost closed my balls off, man.
You take drugs, Danny? Every day. Good. What's the problem?
Yeah, Daisy.
Oh, we help up your beer well without.
I'm the doctor.
This aggression will not stand, man.
Engage.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
For real, for real.
337.
337. Ah, yes. The beginning of the Thane actor line in Avengers 337. Yes, I
Yes.
remember
Oh, that reminds me. Something. I'll put that here. Hey, everyone! You rotten. Oh, I should bring the microphone over here a little bit. That would help there. Hey, everyone! Welcome to the Pop Culture Cafe. This is season 13, episode 337. Come on in, take yourself a seat in the corner booth, and let's get our geeks on. So it's just Scott and I. So it's just but we're
the OGs.
The OGs. Well, you know, they could be the OGs, but I was also doing it with Paul before for a little bit too.
You were doing it with an Australian guy too. All four of you were doing it at the same time, right there on the podcast.
So I was doing it with Paul before you really joined, and then we got with Paul, and then I was doing it with Oz before.
Oz, yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, okay. So We're going to just start with news first. Then we'll jump into a bunch of random shit.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones.
Oh, boy. Okay. Go speak. You speak.
WrestleMania 43 is going to be held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in 2027, and they had a press conference. They had a press conference in Las Vegas yesterday, and it looked like a fucking hostage situation. Like those wrestlers up there were not fucking happy to be there. Sorry, I can't say they were not happy to be there. They're not happy to be announcing that the women had to go out, like, dressed like nuns, basically, just to do their craft in front of these gentlemen in Saudi Arabia. I heard some numbers that and again, this was reported from the wrestling sites, so I heard $200 million for WrestleMania and $150 million for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So when you pay $350 million, you can go to talent and say, you know what? We're going to give you $1 million to go wrestle there. Mm-hmm. So I get it, but I don't get it. I remember when Vince McMahon signed that with Saudi Arabia back in the day, and I honestly think, I've always believed the only reason he signed that contract with Saudi Arabia is because AEW had just come out of the gate 5 years ago, and he was like, how do I match money with a billionaire? Because basically Tony Khan's dad is he's got a lot of money. Yeah, filthy rich bastard. But when I saw that press conference, Undertaker was there, Shawn Michaels was there, Triple H was there, the ladies were there, and you could tell they were all like, "Fuck," because it's a quiet crowd. It's it's especially they've been on a European tour, and those fucking crowds, Lyon, France, the UK, Germany, just loud, raucous. They were singing their songs back to them. Just a really great crowd. And they had a Saudi show. It was about 5 months ago, and it's a bunch of rich motherfuckers that just go for the status, and it's not a great crowd. And the ladies, and actually there's a video of Liv Morgan where she says it's so hot having to wrestle in full body gear, and they have to wrestle in full body gear. No, they can't show off their fucking calves. It's that bad over there because I assume someone's going to jump out of the audience and try and sexually assault them. It's such a bizarre concept. I get it. It's money, and they're willing to do it. They're willing to do it. That's fine. I've always had a problem with it because
I don't like I don't mean their god. I mean, I'm talking the god of money. That's what I'm talking. Money. Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
The god of capitalism.
Yeah,
exactly. But it's funny because the guy who had arranged it during the conference, he didn't crack a smile once. The Saudi who was there, full headgear and everything, he didn't crack a smile once. You'd think he was at a funeral and not a press conference for a major event in this country. It was very bizarre, and it is what it is, but you could tell a lot of them were like, fuck. Like, it's a real downer. It's going to be it just is what it is. They're going where the big money is, but there's a lot of issues I have with it. Women are, for the most part, property in that country. They just are. And if they don't dress that way, I don't know how prevalent it is now, but at one point in time, they would get beaten in the streets. They had police, and it's money. But I mean, 2027, that's where WrestleMania is going to be at. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's just fucking money.
Yep.
And that's all the Americans care about. They don't care about nothing else unless it's money. So, to our I don't know how many American people we have listening, but let's be honest. Money is God, and money is God most of all in America.
Greed is, what's that?
Greed is good. Greed is good.
Yep.
So,
I watched Charlie Sheen, actually, when you're talking about Wall Street, I watched Charlie Sheen, his 2.5 hour interview on Rogan and then on Bill Maher on Friday night. Yeah. And Bill was right. I would love to see him start a movie career again because he's at that age where he's been through the shit, and I think he'd have some decent roles in him if he could do it. I really do.
He's he seems to survive anything, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's a cockroach. He's fucking been through everything.
You don't think he does? You don't think he does to do is scurry when the lights come on? So, right? So he's still out there.
I mean, some of the stuff he's so it's weird that he's so beloved for all of the shit, and Bill hit it on the head. It's because he had fun doing it. People have a hard time shitting on someone, especially if they're having fun doing it. It's like going after a little kid for enjoying himself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Billy, come on, stop peeing in the pool. But I like doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna pee in your sister's face. That's not right, but I enjoy doing it.
Exactly. Daddy, that man in the theater hit me in the face with his piss.
Piss in your eye.
If you have a chance to watch the video, I'm sure it's on YouTube. He is just smoking them.
Well, if not YouTube, it'll be on some sort of social media bullshit.
True enough. Marvel Zombies is streaming September 24th. I watched the trailer and I tagged Paul on X, and it looks fucking good. It looks like they put a lot of thought into the storyline. And if you're a zombie fan and you're a fan of a decent storyline, it looks really, really good. I mean, I saw some of the tropes I saw. There was a few things that I saw. There's a scene with the Dark Knight, so to speak, where zombies are racing against this encampment. I'm thinking, I believe I saw that in season 7 of the Game of Thrones. But there's some stuff, but blades in it. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. I was pleasantly surprised how much I was looking forward to it. So that's on September 24th on Disney Plus.
I haven't even bothered to watch the trailer. Like, if there's nothing on I want to watch, then I'll watch it. But it's not on my radar to watch.
The dialogue sounded good. It wasn't just a simplistic. It's actually, the dialogue was good, and it actually sounded funny. There was a lot of good jokes in there, like dark humor, which is kind of cool. I was surprised to see that on Disney Plus. And it's weird. They must have some kind of some way to keep kids off these kind of shows, because just from what I was seeing, I was like, if a 5 or 6 year old got a hold of the remote and they got on this, they'd be like, "Mommy, what the fuck is this?" So they must have some kind of thing you can put on Disney Plus to.
Well, the parents ain't gonna watch. They're not gonna check to see what their kids are watching.
Disturb the babysitter.
Yeah. They're just gonna. I thought it was Disney. You're not supposed to have stuff on there. It's not my job to watch out for my kids. So, and then they go on the rooftop with a gun.
Yep.
So, anyways, what else you got? Like I said, I don't know. Zombie.
This was interesting. Paramount and Skydance is preparing a cash bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. That's a lot of fucking cash. But when I heard who was doing it, I was thinking there's a family in the U.S. called by the name of the Ellison family. They're worth over $300 billion. And my understanding is they're. Go ahead.
No, you remind. Is that the one they're talking about? Paramount trying to get by Paramount's trying to buy Max.
Skydance had bought Paramount, and my understanding from this is that that's kind of a done deal.
Yeah.
And they're preparing, and then Paramount Skydance is preparing a cash bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery.
And they do Max, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Okay, that's where I get mixed up. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be they're gonna own.
Yeah. But if you can get those all under one roof, Disney should look over its shoulder, because that's a Batman franchise. That's a ton of franchises. And when I heard, I didn't know Allison family. I'd heard of them. Whatever Oracle is, they created it. Do you know what Oracle is?
Something to do with software, computer software.
Something to do with computer software, and that's where they made a shitload of money.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I was like, I didn't see that coming really, but I don't know.
Does Disney own Fox? They own some of Fox, right?
Disney
owns all of Fox. So there'll be actually just one company. It'll be two companies owning everything.
Yes. And it's funny, they said that I didn't turn it into a story. I just read the article because they said that the last 7 movies of Warner Brothers have opened over $40 million weekends. Yeah, and I guess that was a record. And
you haven't heard Warner Brothers' name mentioned in anything for a long time, and now they're
doing well.
They're doing well.
Well, I had read that they've made $600 million profit so far this year. Superman, the last Superman, actually did make them $125 million in profit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've discussed Disney at length on
Yeah.
here. They are in the other direction
Yeah.
on a lot of things. A lot of their projects this year have just been duds, and
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you their spreadsheet doesn't look as black as Warner Brothers.
No.
So if they're able to get Warner Brothers, Disney should look over its shoulder because they'll then have all the DC universe and oh God, I mean they'll have quite a catalog to work from.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I remember back, and I did a story on this about 3 years ago because Warren Buffett had sunk $1 billion into Paramount.
Yeah.
This is about 5 years ago. And when he did that, I said, they're definitely planning something. I know there's a lot. I've heard there's a lot of red ink around Paramount and Skydance, but I don't know. There's never really any numbers I've heard out there. And when I hear that this family's preparing what must be in the billions for an offer to Warner Brothers Discovery, they've got some big backers. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my mind was just bouncing around there. There's a bunch of stuff. Just fucking, what was I thinking? Oh, I lost it. Maybe if I remember, I'll interrupt you again. I left. Brain stupid.
Can't
remember what the fuck.
Yesterday. About the Red Hood. The Red
They're
Hood
being canceled? Yeah. I actually, Paul, I finally got a message from Paul. I told him about it, and he was surprised. But I went, here in Edmonton, the artist Jeff Spoke was in town at one of the stores. I never went to check. We did something else, but I wonder how he made out. I wonder how things went for him.
Okay, so he's the artist on this book?
Yeah, he's the artist. He's not the writer.
Okay.
He's not the writer.
Okay.
The writer's a woman and somebody else.
Yeah, it's a...
So, but anyways, that book that book. Oh, as soon as I found out, I went online and it was going like $50-$60.
Yeah, it's controversy creates cash.
Yeah.
I said yesterday, and I was going to do a bit about it, but it's not even worth doing it. But I mean, the simple point is, if you're going to talk about something, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But if you feel you're probably going to fuck over a lot of people by doing it, maybe wait for a bit. It's you can say what you want to say 2 weeks from now or whatever. See if it's a hit. I mean, it's basically as the artist, Jeff must be thinking, "Fuck."
Yeah, I had a good gig going here. Now I'm out of a job.
I had a gig going. Yeah, now I'm out of a job and I'm tied to this, and all I'm going to be talking about probably for the next 6 months is this. And this person fucked a lot of people by just putting it.
It's amazing how, social media and the internet has created a system where people can speak their minds and they think they're not going to get attacked for it or whatever.
It must have been bad for DC.
Oh, I saw what she said. I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah,
but
it must have been bad for them to just cut it off right away.
But it's like,
we're not doing.
It shows how there's the mentality is, I'm going to put it out on the internet and no one will see it and I won't get in trouble. Why'd they get in trouble? It's like,
you can't say you want to murder somebody. Like, there are people who have said, not that I'm glad this person's dead. I think his whole family should be dead. And I'm looking at these things and I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, you know what? Keep taking the politics completely out of it. You can't just go on the internet and call for the murder of people and expect, why did I lose my job? What is going on here? Why are you people being so mean to me? It's just fucking insane. But it's also that addiction to social media. It's the addiction to the likes, and part of it's financial, because some of these folks, especially on TikTok, when you have like 2 million viewers, and some of these folks do, and I don't fucking get it, but I mean, there must be a lot of money involved. And if you have spent 2 years saying inflammatory shit and made thousands of dollars off it, you just go into that mode. Hey, this has been making me money, so this is what I'm going to do. So,
the
art looked great.
Yeah, he did Jenny Sparks, that the character there, the 6 or 8 issues of Jenny Sparks. So the art was good. I like the storyboard laid out, that how he does it. Like it's just sometimes just in the square panels. It's really interesting the way he lays stuff out to tell his story.
You didn't read the first issue? Did you get it?
No, I didn't pick it up because I'm really interested. Wasn't really interested in the Red Hood. The only thing that got my interest is that the story was why is Huntress in it, because I know nothing of that history except Huntress is from a different reality because she's the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Catwoman.
They should give it to another writer, to be quite honest. Give it to another writer so that all the people that are putting the work into it don't lose it. And to also show people that if you're going to do this, life will go on. I mean, I don't know what this story arc planned, but I mean, obviously this seemed like it was going to be a big deal. But I mean, I guess if you don't have the writer there, a lot of that magic, quote unquote, is going to be gone. It's just a shitty all the way around. Like, think before you jump, I guess,
Yeah, but people ain't that bright, too. How many people are going to see the comic come back and they're going to think, oh, they gave the writer the job back. Let's boycott DC, and without doing any research to find out it's a different writer.
Yeah, but again, if another writer took it over, there are certain folks who would go after the writer for taking it. I mean, we know how this would work out.
Well, you're right. I believe the human race is dumb as fuck. And they would go after go after the writer and the artist. Well, how come you took this book up again when it's associated with this person?
Yeah, how dare you carry on with this, and now we're gonna destroy you. Yeah. But it is what it is. DC's Red Hood, we hardly knew you. Yeah. Anyway, this is a little wholesome thing that I was reading earlier today. Little House on the Prairie is coming. It's come out on Blu-ray. Oh yeah, that's all 9 seasons, the specials. And 8 hours of special features. Now, one of those special features is Nellie's OnlyFans, which I was quite impressed with. Those tits are as perky as they were 40 years ago. I was impressed.
Which one was Nellie?
Nellie was the little blonde with the pigtails. Even as a teenage boy watching that show, I was thinking, I wonder what's under that skirt.
And you're serious about the OnlyFans, right?
No, I'm not serious about the OnlyFans.
You know what? Nowadays, as we've been saying the last even a little bit, you never know what the fuck's going to go on, right?
There are some ladies and a few guys that have fallen on hard times, and they've done the OnlyFans thing. That's just where they go. Mm-hmm. Sucking cock ain't what it used to be.
Well, the one lady that was in The Sopranos, she did that. She didn't do any hardcore anything like that. But
some beaver stuff, yep.
But she said she made enough money. She was in debt, going to lose her house, but she made enough money within a very short amount of time to pay off her house.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. You hear those stories every now and then that someone says, "I made like $500,000 on OnlyFans in 3 months," and blah 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 blah. But they don't look at the person who's doing it. They're usually quite attractive, and then you have these gnomes that go on there and they like make $50 a month, and it's like it's not. For what you're doing, you know what I mean? Like, it's only maybe the top 1 or 2% of women, and they're usually very attractive and making the big money. The rest of them, it's like they're on there just.
But they always got up. They always got up top. They've got to do something new, or they're going to fall out, right?
Yeah.
So it's it's a never ending trying to do something different, which is basically almost the same. As long as you got a dick in your mouth.
Yeah. And 10 years later, their kids see them with a carrot in their crotch, and they're like, "Mom, what did you do?" It's like, okay, I mean that's just.
I was doing my imitation of Bugs Bunny, but But speaking of that, what was it? I wrote it down somewhere. You're talking about the Little House on the Prairie, right? September 13th was the 20th anniversary for Supernatural, which is kind of funny because the show is on. So that's the date it started, right? September 13th, whatever the year, 20 years ago, and it was on for 15 years.
Yeah, it lasted a long time. Never seen an episode of it.
No?
I would like to watch this. Yeah, I've never seen it. It's one of those things over the years. I remember 5 years ago, I'm thinking, I should watch that. But it's one of those things you're like 10 seasons of a commitment because I know once I start, I can't stop.
15 seasons.
Yeah.
I thought about watching it again. It's one of my favorite series. So
yeah, I might like when I'm retired, it's one of those series I'll pick up. But it's a commitment. 15 years. That's one of those. There's a few series like that just trucks on and no one notices to cancel it. You know?
The only reason it stopped was because the guys wanted to stop.
Yeah, well, those are a couple of handsome bucks. I mean,
Well,
you know.
I read somewhere that the company CW at the time, when it was still functioning, said if the boys wanted to keep doing it, we'd keep doing it.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame them for like.
Well, I've been doing it for a while. I mean, they did it just been doing it for 15 years. I don't know what else their other reasons were, but there's still rumors that they like come back and do something. Yeah. Right or true or not. I mean, with Supernatural, they can get away with it because it is Supernatural. Dean died at the end of the series.
Oh, okay.
At the series, but then they showed Sam through the rest of his life till he met up with Dean again in heaven. So, but
I have to watch it now. Thanks, Con.
You're welcome.
Well, I mean, I've often wondered why they don't do these movies, because they could do a 2-hour movie and they would probably get 3 to 5 million people watching it. Same with Green Arrow, same with all those guys.
Where'd you show it? CW's not around.
Yeah, but someone would pick up the rights. I mean, there's enough. That whole, I'm not going to beat it to it, but that whole CW.
Beat it, man. Beat it hard.
There's a lot of shit there that they just left on the table.
Yeah.
I could think of a few things that they could easily turn into movies, and if they could keep the budget under $50 million, they could probably make $150 to $200 million off it, but it's a small potatoes thing. They won't touch it.
Yeah.
So.
You never know. Someone. Oh, you know what? If you live long enough, which speaking of, apparently around 2030, they're going to have nanites that are going to be able to, in your system, to repair the damage to your system so that you can live longer.
That fucking asteroid's going to hit in 2032, so.
I was just thinking, I would do it just to stay along because I want, like I've told you, I want to sit around, be around long enough to watch the world burn, right? So give me those nanites. I want to keep around watching what's going to happen.
That whole story run away, and remember in the late 90s they had Deep Impact, and they had what was the other one? There was two meteor movies, Deep Impact, and there was another one, where it hit the Earth.
Yeah,
and it's funny, of all the things over the last 15 years that they've been redoing, they've really kind of stayed away from the asteroid hitting the Earth storylines. It's almost like they realized people would start shitting their pants right there in the theater if it was too lifelike, because that's the one thing that they haven't really gone back to. What was it? Deep Impact? And what was the other one? They were both really good. One had Morgan Freeman and Tia Leone. And it was a secret project called L, and it was Extinction Level Event, and that's what it was. It was an asteroid, but it was Deep Impact. Oh, Armageddon.
Oh
yeah. I think I blocked it out because of that Aerosmith song. But I mean, it's so yeah, but they haven't really touched on those at all.
Yeah,
I think I mentioned this for the commentary for Armageddon's hilarious when you got Ben Affleck. He's talking about where he says, why don't they train these guys? Why do they have to send up these guys? And finally Michael Bay just says, will you shut the fuck up? It's my movie. Because he was Ben Affleck was asking a bunch of questions of why Bruce Willis and his team, wouldn't it be easier to train the astronauts to do what they were doing instead of training them to be astronauts?
Well,
and finally he's like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear this anymore.
Apparently you don't have to be that bright to fly a spaceship.
I guess
right?
That's what they're telling you.
Yeah, basically that's what you did. Because you had astronauts, smart people, who could probably learn how to do this pretty quick. Then you've got people that know how to drill holes really well, but you're going to teach them how to fly a spaceship and land it and do all that shit. So nah.
It really made no sense.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the Aerosmith song was fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing, and Michael Bay, he's got certain things in his films that it's the same thing. The shot of the beautiful woman with her hair blowing in the wind, and the music in the background. But I understand he's going to be doing the Transformers. He's going back to that franchise. I don't know. Maybe he can bring something back to it. I watched the last two movies and I was like, okay, you're just flogging a dead horse now, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of flogging going on, even in the theater, because that guy had to get smacked around.
He did. Well, it was pissing. He literally.
Well, I had to flog it a little bit, too.
Can you imagine just sitting in the theater, just, you know what? Gotta go. Just take your dick out, take a piss.
I don't want to miss any of the movie.
Daddy, my salt on my popcorn tastes terrible.
Is this one of those movies where they have special effects with the seats move and the water on your face and everything?
Little spray. I'm telling you, though, that was Tyson just wailing on him. Check it out, folks. Wizard of Oz is playing at the Sphere in where the hell is that at?
Las Vegas.
Red Rocks, I think. Las Vegas or Red Rocks?
You're talking about the big round.
The big round.
That's in Vegas. The city that's dying.
Listen to the numbers this thing's pulling in. They said it's pulling in about $2 million a day.
Oh, yeah.
And that's projected for $100 million a year. 90% of the film is enhanced with AI. And they figure, I guess tickets run like $250. I saw footage of it. Someone took footage of it from inside when they were watching it. Mm-hmm. This is the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, 1940 something, right? 1950.
Yeah, they're talking about bringing Harry Potter to it. They're talking about bringing like a Twister to it. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, if they can start doing that with old movies, the movie industry's fucked. Because they're like, where do you go with that if people are willing to pay that much money to watch old movies in a different format? Mm-hmm. It looks great. Like it looked like these people. Like I saw a video of them watching. It was the part where the Dorothy was going through the air.
Yeah.
When she was getting, and you're like, oh wow, there's literally Dorothy going through the air, and I'm watching this. It was amazing that they were able to see. But they figure $100 million a year for old fucking movies, and people are willing to pay it. Theaters are going to take a hit. They can't, you can't keep up with that. But it looks cool. I'd go once, but $200. That's pretty steep to watch an old movie. But if you're watching it and you're actually there, and it looks like you're actually there, you probably sell it.
Yeah.
It was another one.
They have to build one in. They have to build one in Canada first.
Yes, they would have to. But I mean, once they've done it once, I mean, you can, it's just like IMAX or anything else. You can just start building them in different places.
Yeah.
There was actually another. It wasn't so much a story, but just a few things that I read. There are movies that are celebrating anniversaries. Back to the Future, Toy Story, Twilight. Mm-hmm. I think Toy Story is its 30th anniversary. Mm-hmm. Back to the Future was its 40th, 85 to 2025. And Twilight was just, I don't know what it was, but they're putting it back in theaters for Halloween, I think. But that tells you also the state of the movie industry when they're taking old films, because Back to the Future was in there September 13th, Toy Story September 12th, and I believe Twilight's going to be in the weeks leading up to Halloween. Mm-hmm. That's how bad the movie industry is, that they don't have anyone to put. And I read about this back in August. They said, you know what, September and October, the slate of movies, it just looks like a straight-to-video. There's nothing really that stands out. I mean, I think the biggest for this week, The Long Walk, is the biggest thing, and I think it made $11 million. Mm-hmm. And that was the biggest movie of the week.
Well, my buddy Terry was here. He was talking about he went and saw Nobody 2. And I said, it was out? And he said, yeah, it was out and gone already. And it's kind of like, unless you've got conventional TV or maybe, cable TV with you get all the commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was fucking out. I don't even know what movies are coming out because I don't have anything to tell me.
I knew it was out, but I remember watching the original. Soon I had rented it, thinking to myself, when I heard the second one, I was thinking, the first one I think partially was a success because it was right after the finale of Better Call Saul, and he was in people's minds. I mean, I think Better Call Saul ended in May and it came out in June or July, so I think that helped the first film quite a bit. And it was also around the time the Joker came out, where it was like the man stands up type thing, and I remember thinking at the time that it helped really helped it make some money. When I heard they were going back to the well the second time, I was thinking, I don't know whether it's going to be as big of a hit, and it wasn't. It didn't do as well. It was in theaters for like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it's movies come and go so quick anymore.
Oh, fuck, and they put them on digital. They put them on digital, and they charge. We watch Mission Impossible here, and you could buy it for $30.
Yeah.
And we'll own it forever.
Yeah, right.
We'll own it forever.
You rent it forever.
We rent it. Actually, I don't
You
know
pay $30 to rent this movie.
Yeah, rent it forever. There was a story, and I didn't get to it the last time. It's about a lawsuit that was filed against Prime. Anyway,
yeah, because what were they doing? They're telling people, you're just paying $30 to rent this. We can take this off anytime we want.
Yeah, it was
Basically,
a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
Filed against Prime Video for revocable license to watch.
Yeah.
You're not actually buying it. You're paying for a revocable license to watch.
Well, it happened to you with Tellus.
Yeah, they fucked up on a bunch of our films. Yeah,
you never got it. And they said, "Oh, too bad. You pay $30."
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've heard somebody was talking about physical media coming back, and and I said, well, okay, maybe it's not grander like you see tons of it happening, but it is making a comeback because of that sort of. Sir, I got to pay $30. Well, I'm gonna have to pay $30. I might buy the DVD and have it in my fucking house.
Yeah.
So
the conspiracy theorists to me has always said that the folks are realizing, wow, we made Blu-rays go away by putting it on streaming, but we undersold the streaming. We were making Blu-rays were like $20-$25,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can get there was that back end, and they're losing out on probably $60 to $80 million on the back end. I think they're realizing that was really stupid of us to do that. We were thinking we'll have so much content and people will watch so much TV that it'll be worth it, and it wasn't. I mean, the changes, the days of binge watching, you never hear that term anymore in industry. You never hear binge watching tossed around. It's like so many shows. Was one that just started that it's going on weekly. That I think what was that? The first series wasn't. Yeah,
the one I can think of right now is Murders in the Building. It's back, so it dropped 3 episodes and then it's weekly, which is fine for me, because I like weekly. I don't mind the weekly drop, especially when I don't have any commercials. I can put up with it because it gives you've got something coming up the next week to look forward to watch, right?
So, exactly, and it stays in the pop culture zeitgeist, and people talk about it. What was happening before is there were folks online. It was dropping at midnight. They were staying up all night. About 11 o'clock the next morning, they were going on social media and jerking off for a bit of how they stayed up all night.
And then telling everybody what was going to happen.
Yeah, and it went away. And a week later, no one was even thinking about the series. Where now it's discussed every week. I mean, whoever thought of that binge watch model was just fucking stupid. It must have been the fattest person in the world, because that's exactly how a 500-pound person would do it. We're just going to eat it all right now.
Oh,
and
fuck.
We're just going to eat it all.
I saw an AI created about fat people. Oh, fuck. Sometimes I wish I could share some of this stuff with you, because they're on formats that I know if I sent it to you, you'd have to fucking sign up. And if you're not on the format, I know exactly how you feel is it, oh, fuck. I got to join another social media thing just so I can see this thing that's sent to me. So, but
yeah, I've noticed that like they won't let you you can't. You used to be able to share YouTube on all the platforms.
Yeah,
you can't share YouTube on X anymore. It sucks. It does suck. It's becoming it's becoming like the streaming. I find the social media is becoming like a streaming where they won't let you go back and forth. Gaming.
How dare you be social on a social media platform?
Yeah. Same with gaming. I mean, my understanding, and not being a gamer, is that there's certain games you can't play on certain platforms because they're.
That's sort of changing. I mean, that's Microsoft. I don't know if Paul's followed up on this a lot more, but Microsoft there's some of their games that switched over to PS5.
Yeah.
And they're trying to. They've always talked about creating a network where no matter what system you're on, if it's a social playing game where you play with your friends, that if you're on, you bought it for a PS5, you bought it for the Xbox, but you can still go in the cloud and play it together. Mm-hmm. I think that's making a little bit more of a headway right now. Because really, I don't know much further they can go with the console games.
Every gamer I've seen online, they have a real nostalgia for games 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. And, and I love reading the conversations, and they're like, they said there's a real loneliness to games now. Mm-hmm. There's not that sense of camaraderie that used to be there. And there's a lot of real pricks on there. And it used to be you could just play with your buddies, and you knew them, and you knew them in real life. Mm-hmm. And when you're in real life, you're less likely to call someone a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But when you start playing with strangers on these platforms, it's much easier to just call them shit, and it ruins the game experience. I've seen those conversations.
Yeah, that's why I don't like online, like playing social, like one-player games. I don't want to be on that. I don't need the harassment. I don't need someone to say, you're not good enough,
Yeah.
I play because I want to play casual, not because I'm going to make a career playing games. If you want to do that, go ahead. But I just want to play.
Was there games back in the day where you could have like 4 to 6 different people, but just those people playing?
Well, it's always kind of still like that. Paul could give you a better example of it, but there was games that you had to be in the same room. Like the biggest one was GoldenEye for the S64. That was that's still considered one of the best games out there, I believe. But you had to be now if we had a TV like they have now, like a 90-inch TV, and you had that game system, it'd be really cool because it would break down into how many people, 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, or 6, right? Or 2, or just 4, maybe just 4. And you each had a corner of the screen, and that's how you play. You're in the room playing against each other, right?
That's what they're talking about. They said they liked it better when you could just hang out and you're in the same room, and you could be in the same game, but you could still socialize, and you could stay up all night doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what they said. They said now you're sitting by yourself in your room, and your buddies are there, but some of them aren't your buddies. And if there's an asshole, it's like, and it was an interesting conversation just from the socialization aspect of how it's become more isolating almost.
Yeah. It just popped in my mind. I know Paul used to play with Dave, and they would play together, or together and then against each other sometimes. But that was their social aspect online. But he'll correct us next time we're all together.
He doesn't listen to this.
If he remembers.
He doesn't listen to the show. He's a busy man now.
What is it? He's busy. And then he also still has that part-time job guarding the
King Charles' right-hand man. Yeah.
He's moved up because I thought he was still guarding the dead queen.
One or the other. Whatever. He has weekend job.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? I got some shows. I got some comics.
Yeah, I mean, we can jump on it. Like, I've got a bunch of stuff that I was going to bring up last time. And they're just conversational shit, so nothing really big. I do, this keeps out in my head. I know this is something that people always talk about, but I want to know more about, and I'll bring it up with Paul next time, but I started thinking about Star Wars versus Star Trek. Not so much battling, but I don't know. So how old were you when Star Wars came out? It was in 76, right?
77. I was 6, and then Empire Strikes Back, I was 10, and then Jedi was 13.
Okay, so you really grew up with that. I mean, I grew up with it too, but I started thinking about...
There wasn't a woman in my life. There wasn't a woman in my life that I didn't try and put hot cross buns on the side of her head.
Yep.
I mean, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, with a stick. It's just that I don't know. I keep thinking about I am a Star Wars fan, but I'm more of a Star Trek guy. I find Star Trek more, even with their hits and misses, that it's more of an adult show. Would you
steady?
Think? Steady. But like I heard, even Mark Hamill talked. He was on Mark Maron, and he basically Star Wars is a kids show movie.
It's a coming of age movie. Like that's
but I mean it's for kids. That's what I'm talking about, right?
I would say kids to young adults. That scene of Skywalker looking out over the horizon, and what's out in that universe, and then going out into that universe from the small farm in Tatooine. I would say like it's for young adults that are leaving home. And there's always that storyline.
But but it's not really. It has no. I don't know. I just don't see it as having any. It has their deep meanings about family and stuff like that, but it shows that for the Skywalker family, it's just a fucked up family.
Yeah.
They're the ones that should be sitting in an office, psychiatrist's office, talking.
I'll tell you, anyone who's had their dad cut their hand off and kiss their sister, understands it completely.
Yes,
I mean it's
where I watch Star Trek. I mean, Star Trek always had themes, some really good social messages into them, and Star Trek through the years has its good, has its bad, but there were always like something to it more than just I'm going to fly in outer space and I'm going to save the princess and become a hero because I wanted to fly ships and be a fighter just like my daddy, and then
more adult themes. Yeah, it was
Star Trek. Star Trek's more adult themes.
Yes,
right?
I mean, and Roddenberry had said over time, he said that he wanted it to reflect the world of the future by, and he did that by bypassing the problems of the day. He didn't really make it about race. It was like in his mind, he was like, in 200 years. This all is going to go away, and we're going to have a society where race. It's ironic that it's kind of gone in a different direction in the last 20
We're going to
years
end up like Blade Runner.
Race is everything. But I mean, that's what he did. It was never mentioned that there was an Asian helmsman or Lieutenant Uhura, a black woman at the point in time when it wasn't a thing to do. And that's where I got it from. Is that's what made it more adult orientated. But as a child, I mean, you had Tribbles, you had the Gorn. I didn't get that messaging.
No.
It was just a really well written fantasy series.
That's what I mean.
Where are these lizards from?
As a child, you go into Star Wars. It's you get that because it's not really that super intelligent.
They had the sci-fi, they had the special effects.
Yeah.
Star Wars beat Star Trek.
Star Trek had more adult stories. But then I'm sure there's people who will start when they start digging, the people who dig deep for meanings and stuff, I'm sure that they'll have a big argument and say, no. But the general public, I'm talking about the general public who go in a movie to watch a movie, not to deep dive into the hidden mysteries of everything that's said. It's just it's a kids movie. Star Wars is kids, adults. Star Trek adult.
I would say Star Wars over the last 20 years has been more popular simply because they're making more new material that's going to a big screen and a big audience. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's been better. But I mean,
the only two things that to me that the only two pieces of Star Wars entertainment that has been gendered to the adult Star Wars fan has been Rogue One and Andor.
Yes, and they've both been. There's a reason why they've gotten such good reception.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they were all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff like The Mandalorian. Just sometimes you just shouldn't get what you ask for. Because
The Mandalorian too, but also you shouldn't ask for when you got Boba Fett return.
Yeah,
that was really a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's too much. That's one of the biggest mistakes that Star Wars has made in the last 20 years. Is too much. There's too much of they've shown too much behind the curtain.
Well, it's going to happen with Star Trek here.
I hope they don't. I hope they
Oh,
learn
well.
from Star Wars. I hope they learn from Star Wars. And honestly, the fact that Discovery and Strange New Worlds both got, let's call it what it is, they both got canceled. You know, I mean, TNG went 7 seasons, and it went 7 seasons because it was successful. When I see a show that goes 5 seasons, there's a syndication thing at 5 seasons. I think it's 100 episodes. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I don't even think
but-
syndication is a thing anymore.
I don't know, but I mean, it went 5 seasons, and most successful shows don't just go that long and get canceled. But I hope they learn from what the mistakes they've made. I hope they learn from the mistakes they made on those 2 shows and learn from the positive things they did on Picard. Because that 3rd season of Picard was fantastic. You know, it was really, really good. And there's nothing wrong with asking people who came before and made something successful to fine-tune it and take a look at what you're doing and be willing to listen to some criticism. I think that's been a big problem in the last 7 to 10 years. You know, this is my thing, and you can't critique it. I think probably... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, because Skyview / Paramount, one of their statements they said is that Star Trek's going to be one of their main things, right? So you're gonna get Starfleet Academy. You're gonna get all this different other Star Trek stuff coming out now, and they're gonna beat it to a dead horse. You know, they're gonna it's.
When Skydance bought Paramount, Skydance, to me, the face of Skydance is Tom Cruise.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
that's his company.
Yeah.
And if he has any say in any of the movies going forward, any of the big franchises, that shit won't happen. He's a brilliant guy, and I think now that he's done with the Mission Impossible and the more action, adventure, and physical stuff, I think he is going to start getting involved in these big franchises to be able to put his foot down and say, "Wait a minute, no, this isn't storytelling."
But that's his franchise in name only. He doesn't own it. He doesn't have any.
But he has a voice. He's like, to me, he's like The Rock in TKO with the UFC and WWE. He's on the board of directors, and I guarantee you, if he contacted someone in at Paramount and said, "Look, you know what? I've heard this proposal. It's not good," and they would listen to what he had to say, and that's why I'm glad that the relationship with Skydance and Paramount, you're going to have guys like that at the helm to say, "Wait a minute. This looks terrible." And that's what they didn't have at Marvel until Feige and a few others. I mean, we heard, and we've talked about it on the podcast here, there were a few projects that were going to be look like shit until finally they said, "Wait a minute, we can't do that."
Yeah.
And I think there's a few key guys at Paramount and Sundance who will say, no, wait a minute. I've seen this script. It's not very good. Let's retweak it and let's do it right. Yeah. I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping. Yeah. You may be right. It may just be garbage, but we'll see.
I'm not even looking forward to the Star Trek Academy. I'm just Star Trek's
No.
always about adventure.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they could do that. They could make it about adventure. If they make it about adventure and not ideologies, they'll do well. Tell stories that people can relate to.
DS9 did really good with theirs when they, they'd really.
And I always bring that up. It's one of those things that people say, you couldn't tell Odo was a transgender, like he was what trans was back in then. He was like a neutral.
Well, he was whatever he wanted to be.
He was whatever he wanted to be. And I've heard people say that. DS9 was exactly how you do it right. They had every kind of nationality you could think of. They had Civil War. They had it was a little darker. They had a black man at the helm for I think the first time. They did that. It can be done, and it can be done well. But I think there's a difference when it comes to how they cast these shows now. If you check a certain box, sometimes you get into the door. That's just the way it goes. But if they don't do that, they can do it.
Oh, that just reminds me. I was going to bring this up too about SNL dropping, or not dropping, but cast members leaving. A whole bunch of them dropping or leaving the show. But for this is how people like to create controversy.
Controversy. Yeah.
Okay, so I hadn't given any thought. They hired some people. And they said a bunch of people, but somebody had to go out of their way and say, "Is is the guy that runs the show, Mike.
Lorne Michaels.
Lorne Michaels. Is he going out of his way not to hire black women comedians? But that's our headline. That's let's get some. I noticed that he's not doing any of this, so let's make a story out of it.
The fact that you and I are talking about it is
this is
the
exactly
only reason.
Yeah.
Only reason it was done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where news media and entertainment media is.
Yeah.
They want controversy, and so they put out statements like that. Only thing I was upset about was Heidi Gardner, I think her name was. Susan called her. She looks like Horseface. I was like, you shut your mouth. She's a beautiful woman. She's leaving the show, and she was very good. But she was there for 8 years. I don't really know that much about the cast. I haven't really. I did watch some of the skits from last year, and the Beavis and Butthead one.
Yeah.
Was fucking hilarious. I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
And the Weekend Update, where they would write jokes for each other.
Yeah.
They were hilarious. So there was some good stuff for SNL, and I hope it's successful. I know one of the new cast members is a writer on Kill Tony, which is Tony Hinchcliffe's. So they're going to have Saturday Night Live was the best when it was risky as hell.
Yeah.
People were willing to stay up till 12:30 because they knew they were going to hear naughty shit that they never heard anyone else. And somewhere along the way, they got afraid to tell jokes like that, or they told, 20 George W. Bush jokes in 1 hour, 20 Trump, and it's like people don't want to go to the same. They don't want to go to the same well.
I only watch the update. I can find it. I'll watch the update.
Yeah.
I don't watch any of the other stuff. So.
Yeah. But I hope they do well. I really do. I mean, Jesus, Lorne Michaels. I mean, is it the 50th first year, 52nd, something like that?
I don't know. It could be a 60
it's
now.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. Like the fact that a show like that has gone on that long.
Guess what? We're going to have to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
For you see, it takes fine tobacco. Friends, it's certainly true that when you smoke, you want smoothness, mildness, and deep down enjoyment. And that's precisely what you'll get with every Lucky Strike you light, because there's never a rough puff in a Lucky. Just think of that, friends. Luckies are always smooth, mild, and mellow, every puff of the way. For you see, it takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette, and LSMFT, Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco. Now, fine tobacco costs more, and Lucky's pay more. That's right. Lucky's pay millions of dollars more than official parity prices to get ripe, mellow tobacco for your Lucky Strike. Just listen for a moment to what the tobacco experts say about the kind of leaf Lucky Strike buys. Take Mr. L. Garland Griffin, a tobacco auctioneer from Clarksville, Virginia, who recently said, "All in all, I've sold over 100 million pounds of tobacco. And season after season, I've seen Lucky Strike buy fine tobacco. Prime, ripe leaf. The kind of tobacco for downright good smoking. I've smoked Lucky's regularly for 14 years. Now there's a tip for you, friends, from a man who really knows tobacco. So for your own deep-down smoking enjoyment, light up a Lucky. You'll agree with the tobacco experts, with the millions who choose Luckies for a finer, milder, smoother smoke. Yes, puff after puff, pack after pack. There's never a rough puff in a Lucky. Good reason to make your next carton Lucky.
Okay, you talk about some shows. What shows are you talking about?
This is an older one, but I watched Loki season 1.
Oh, wow. Didn't you watch it before?
I hadn't watched. I didn't have Disney Plus, so we're kind of going to that too. And I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Look, I get it why it got to second season. When I'm watching it, I was thinking to myself, gee whiz, I wish that guy hadn't beaten that woman up and just fucking thrown out of the universe. Because, the first season's basically like, oh, it's a dead story.
Yeah.
And Susan didn't know about the controversy, and the guy, Kang, showed up, and she's like, wait a minute, this guy got fired already. But it was, I liked the actress who played female Loki.
Yeah.
Great actress, great chemistry, chemistry between her and Tom Hiddleston. The storyline was good. I actually thought that what's his name? You know who I'm talking about. He talks like this. You know I'm talking about the guy.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, yeah. Owen
Wilson? Yeah, maybe it's Owen.
Yeah, Owen Wilson.
Okay.
He was actually, after a while, he grew on me. And I loved the fact they brought the Void in, which was in the Deadpool movie. That was a nice little tie-in.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the first season. I'm about 3 episodes into the second season, and it's not as good. So I understand why they didn't get a third season.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed the first season. It wasn't bad. I hate when they had flashes where I hate they did kind of, cut Loki's dick off a bit. He wasn't the badass that he was, but in the scenes when he realizes he's dead,
Yeah.
he's like, God damn it! Tom Hiddleston's a good actor,
Yeah.
and he brought a lot to that. He brought a lot to the dialogue in that first season. So I hate the time continuity stuff, but he made it work. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Because when I heard, I knew about Kang, and I knew about the whole controversy with the actor who played him. And I knew it was kind of a alternative time dimension / whatever the hell it was, and I wasn't sure I'd enjoy it, but they made it down to a more human level, and I actually did enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would. As I said, the second season is not bad. We're about 3 episodes in, but overall, I'm glad they made it. It was good. They really changed Tom Hiddleston's character, and they fleshed it out more in that season. So hopefully, when he comes back to the movies, I suspect he's going to be in this next run of movies that he's a little different. So I enjoyed it more than I thought it was going to actually.
I just remember this. I want to bring it up because I mentioned it to Paul on one of the social media probably this guy. I've been watching one. It's this Korean science fiction show called Silent Sea.
Okay.
And I mean, it caught more of my attention than the Aliens Earth. I know I've heard some people saying how great Aliens Earth is, but it's interesting. I found it entertaining, but Silent Sea was a little bit different because the only aspect that's the same is the basic aspect where the corporations are involved, right? But they're sent. A group of astronauts are sent to the moon to find out about a base there that stopped receiving messages and find out what's happening down there.
Yeah.
They go there and they find out there's water on the moon. In this series, Future Earth, that there's hardly any water left. For some reason, all the water's gone. I never really got into it, the reason why. But so they find out there's water on it, but there's a catch to the water, and they're trying to figure what was going on, what happened to these people. Again, like I said, with the corporations being involved in it, there is a hidden agenda with a couple of the guys. They've been paid off to do a certain thing. They get off, get the information, get the stuff they need, so they can get back to Earth, so this other people can get a hold of it and control the information. There is a survivor there, which takes place. They find out that there's cloning involved in it, and there's a problem with the water itself. There's like a living organism in the water that's not very so it has that alien aspect to it, but it's not the big monster that's running around killing everybody. It's something that's native to them. So it's 7-8 episodes. I really enjoyed it. The only problem is not for the story itself, but for us because we're certain way stories are set up, storytelling is set up, and that South Korea is a little bit different, right? Basically, it's all the same, but there's just little aspects that you kind of wonder what's going on. But like the ending, I just thought, okay, I know this is a fantasy show; it's not real, but still, you're bringing aspects of real stuff into it. You can't have this one thing happen. You just can't. All right, won't work. But they do it anyhow. Yeah. But I found it entertaining. I found it something different. I found it something a little bit different than norm. And it wasn't. It didn't have to do with a lot of. I believe a lot of storytelling in South Korea and Japan and that. I mean, there's all different aspects, but a lot of times they've got the weird monster shit in it. So. Again, that's just. I'm probably being told could be proven wrong. I mean, there's a lot of for their science fiction and fantasy stuff. That's what I'm talking about, not their drama and comedies. But it's on Netflix. It's all done at once. I don't know if they're doing a season 2 or not.
Did it end on a cliffhanger?
It kind of ended on a cliffhanger. because where I'm talking about the situation that I just can't. It's just too unbelievable for me for it to happen.
Okay.
But they have a reason for that to be that way, so they can go to do something else someplace else because they're trying to get away. The survivors are trying to get away from the corporations trying to control this one thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to less. I'm not trying to give it really deep details in case you want to see it. But,
yeah, I get it.
But they've got a space station that is apparently neutral territory, and they want to get to it so they can figure out how to help all mankind without someone taking full control of it. You know what I mean? Without doing a certain thing. So it's yeah.
It sounds very like what's going on today.
Yeah.
Like,
so
in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Someone trying to control shit that they probably shouldn't try and control.
Yeah. So if it comes up another season, I'll give it a watch. And
I watched, Susan and I actually watched it. It's a documentary on HBO by Billy Joel, and it's called And So It Goes.
Yeah.
Maybe you've seen the commercials.
I've seen the commercials of that. Yeah.
It's a two-part. I think it's like 5 hours long, maybe 4 hours long. I loved it. When you do a documentary and you tell a good story, it's usually pretty good. And it's amazing. After this, just a short side note, YouTube has so many great fucking concerts for free on it. There is a plethora of content on that site now that you would have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for just 20 years ago. Like so many free concerts. And one of his concerts, we watched him in Madison Square Garden. It was a 2-hour concert. We're watching on the big screen up there. And I was thinking, this is fantastic, and it's completely fucking free. But the documentary itself talks about, it goes album by album. Do you ever listen to Billy Joel at all?
No, I don't own any of his albums. I think I have some here that I got from my brother, but I've never listened to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
But if you ever have any interest in selling those, you might be interested in purchasing them. But it goes album by album, and it's funny. The first part is there were a lot of artists that get screwed in the music industry, from Motown, where these.
But that's a common theme for music, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
The creative artists, they get fucked over by the companies.
Yeah, and he had signed a contract, and I think I want to make sure I believe he got $7,000 for his first album. That's what I believe the number was. I'd have to check into that, but it was a very low amount.
Yeah.
And he was in for the longest time. He was trying to get out of a contract. His first couple of albums that he had signed, but he was always. They always tried to pigeonhole him, but they couldn't because he's classically trained pianist. I said he's a pianist. He's classically trained with his pianist. So
you get hit those keys pretty quick with that pianist to make music.
And in the 70s, no one could really put him into a certain box. And I mean, some of the classic songs he wrote, "New York State of Mind," has been covered, and he just in his earlier years, he toured a lot, and he really enjoyed writing. But in '84, he met Christy Brinkley, which is there's an interesting scene where she's talking and he's talking, and they were talking about how they met down in the Caribbean or that area, and the way he's describing the way she's describing it, it was like he was having a good time. And these beautiful women came into the room, and she's like, "My mother loved him," and I was like, "That's because he had a big fat wallet." But it was just painful when she was talking. You could tell what was going on. That it was like, and I remember even in the '80s when I see them together, she's a statuesque 6 foot something supermodel, and he's this little guy. He's like 5'6", 5'7". I was thinking, yeah, okay, you know what the relationship was about. But once they got together, they would be traveling, and they would go into a restaurant, and someone in the restaurant would say, "Yeah, you just bought this down the street." They said they're actually in the Northeast up in Maine and so forth. I said, yeah. And they would drive a couple of more hours and they say, yeah, we just noticed you bought this. And his brother-in-law at that point in time was in charge of his finances. So he had an audit done and his fucking brother completely ripped him off, cleaned him out for the most part.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. And so in the 80s, he had to go back to work and he went really hard on the road. And it's one of those themes of the show you're thinking, having to do what he loved made him not love what he was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like it became a job to him.
Yeah.
And because he stopped writing albums in, I think, 91, 92. He did. Remember that song, We Didn't Start the Fire?
Yeah.
It was off of 89. It was off an album called Stormfront. And he hadn't written an album in 33 years. And he put out a single here a little while ago. And it sounded fantastic. But I think having to make that money back and being forced to go on the road, and he had issues with substance abuse. I mean, it's just, that was the music industry. But I thought it was great. It was a very well-written story of his life. And, he talked about Elton John and the tours they went on. And you can tell he still loves it. It just killed that love, having to basically do for money what he loved doing as a passion.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people have done that over time where they're like, I don't want to do this where I have to do it. I want to do it because I want to do it. But I enjoyed it. It was a very well written documentary. The interviews are great. His first wife was on there. Christy Brinkle was on there. His band members were on there. Different producers he had worked with over the years. A very wide selection of celebrities, everything from Pink to Bruce Springsteen to there's a couple of guitarists on there. But when I see an artist where there's such a wide variety of people who respect him, their music's good and it has inspired a lot of people. So it's on HBO. It's in 2 parts. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it.
I watched a documentary about a music group, Devo. It was on Netflix.
Devo.
Yeah. That was, I was just...
Zip It. Is that the song?
Whip It. Whip It.
Sorry.
Whip
Yeah.
It.
That's
But
the only song of
yeah.
theirs I know.
That's about the only one I think I know too. I mean, going down, going to work in the mine, going to something like that. But I can't go into much detail as you do. But it showed their startup. They were basically art students.
Yeah.
And they're very, what was the art sometimes they're exaggeration of stuff. How am I saying
it
it?
amplifies.
They amplify themselves, but anyways, they have this way of looking at life and way of looking at things and stuff. But the one aspect that they looked at it is about how the money and stuff like that and how corruption it was. Even back then, they were talking about the same things that we were just talking about now.
Yeah.
And how they started up the band. They just learned to play their own music, and they said their very first concert was just the one guy sitting there playing one note for about a long time, right? And gradually they started, writing songs and playing songs, but they were quite different. It took them quite a while for them to get their niche in there, and
they had that opportunity back in the day, though.
Yeah,
they had that opportunity. There was a lot of you look at a lot of that music in the late 70s with the punk scene coming out of the UK, the Sex Pistols and so forth. And then the early 80s, there was a lot of experimental music. I remember people will shit on the 80s as being corporate. There was more originality in the 80s, and I would say the 90s, than there is even close to today.
Well, you think they're punk, but they're not. They hated punk. They hated punk.
Yeah.
They were making fun of punk.
Yeah.
They actually got into a fight on a stage, physical
Really?
fight with a punk band.
Wow.
And the leader had to wear a neck brace. But yeah. So the one guy went on. He worked making music for the entertainment, like different shows and all kinds of different stuff. So he did he still had a career in music, but it was more as a composer. And that.
Okay.
Some of the guys just left because, we're not making any more money. This was fun for a while. It's time to move on. But they're always trying to make social commentaries about everything. That's the thing. Whereas they're talking about the life that they were going through now and what they were seeing and making commentaries about. And the other reason I watched it was because they were so weird at the time, and I knew the one song, and I knew nothing about them. They were a group that I followed, but I think I had the Whip It single, maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
But I found it and that's on Netflix. So I found it.
There's a YouTube channel that I'm actually going to.
Oh. The wife telling you it's time to go?
Is your show done?
It will be in a little bit.
It'll be a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Basically, and I'm working on the story for the next show, actually. So maybe on this or with Paul. There's a YouTube channel where a guy takes songs, and it's about 15-minute clips from the 80s. The one I just watched was Life in a Northern Town. Remember Dream Academy? Mm-hmm. And he contacts the people, and he gets the story just for those songs. And
really?
I've watched probably 10 clips so far, and it's so cool because every song has a story. And this guy, he's got like 2 or 3 million followers on YouTube.
Wow, that's a really. I mean, man, that's like an idea that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually, I'll send you the link or you probably find it actually.
Yeah,
but
I can find it.
It's funny because he has interviews with of course, a lot of these folks. They were one-hit wonders, or they didn't do it, and they're more than willing. Especially, when Kate Bush running up that hill and the success of Stranger Things, fantastic. They're like, oh, let's talk about my old music from the '80s. So they're more than willing to talk to him, and some of the stories are just great. And they're the 15-minute clips. Like you're just sitting there, you're eating a sandwich, you're eating a meal, and it's really cool stories about this music. And a lot of those stuff, when you mentioned Whip It, a lot of those bands are getting their stories told, and I thought it was really cool. I'll get the website, and I'm going to talk more about it next show, but something to look forward to.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll end it there.
Yeah, I got to go upstairs and have some supper. Actually,
I ate before. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
But, okay, we'll end it there. If I offended anybody, you'll get over it.
I don't think we did.
Oh, it's about America.
When you were talking about the water, what'd you say about the water on that planet? Remember when you were talking about that Korean film? You were talking about the water on the planet?
Yeah, on the moon. Yeah.
All I was thinking about was that guy pissing in the theater. That's where my head's at today. I was relating the water on the moon to piss going down the stairs in the theater.
Yeah. But thank you for tuning in. Thanks for downloading. We'll be back either Scott and I or with Paul next time. And we might, because, yeah. Anyways. Okay, folks. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, day, time, whatever. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. Come again. Why, you little?